just like that, we're live.
We're live.
Yay!
Hey, everyone's back.
We did it.
Hooray!
John, where were you?
I was at PAX and I leave again in like 3 weeks. Yay!
What's in 3 weeks? What's in October?
TwitchCon in San Diego.
Oh, right. End of September. That's the second TwitchCon ever?
Mm-hmm. TwitchCon 2, Electric Boogaloo, as is the tradition in naming. It's not called that.
I like how you have to make that clear just in case. You
I
never
mean,
know.
to be fair, it's the kind of joke that they would probably actually go for. So I'm a
Sure.
little disappointed they didn't actually call it that.
Sure,
Does
I agree.
it have like a subtitle or anything? Or is it just TwitchCon?
It's TwitchCon 2016.
Yeah, 2016. Okay. Well, that's cool. Well, tell us all about PAX West. Is this the
I was
first
there.
PAX West?
It is officially now called PAX West. It used to be called PAX Prime, and then apparently, I think this year or last year, attendance was better at East than it was at West. So they changed it from Prime to West because West lost all its rights to the name.
Also, isn't East just bigger? Like the space as well?
The building itself is bigger,
Yeah.
but yeah,
And the
here's
attendance.
No, it used to be the attendance was better at Prime, but now it's switched around apparently.
Cool. When's there going to be a PAX North? Come on.
I mean, I feel like that's what they're kind of building towards. If they already have West, East, and South, like that's the only thing that's left is PAX North.
I don't know. They could do like PAX Southwest, PAX Northeast.
It'd be so dumb if they did that before they did a North.
Well, no, do the North first, but then they got to do like all the subcategories, then the sub categories.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually just going around in circles the whole time.
You got to
Yeah.
do one in
Totally, like,
Florida. You got to do one in California. Yeah.
Yeah. BC, I guess.
Sure.
I mean, Alaska.
Like, to be fair,
technically.
like Seattle
Alaska
was
would probably
already
be.
pretty Northwest. That should rebrand to Northwest and then put PAX West in like, I don't even know, somewhere like Northern California, right? Like,
Portland,
I
put it in
guess so.
Portland or
well, no, because Portland's
California,
only like 3 hours away from Seattle. It's super close.
I guess.
I'm just trying to think like what's further north. I guess it would have to be San Francisco. Is probably the most west city.
What about Central? PAX Central. Where would that be?
PAX Central. I can't even tell you one state in the center of America.
Okay.
Can you?
Idaho.
Idaho's up north, isn't it? Isn't it right below Alberta?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not American.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Idaho is your closest neighbor.
No, that's Montana.
Okay, then Idaho's right beside it, I believe. I know they're somewhat close to each other.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone in...
You can drive through
Ohio,
Idaho
maybe.
on the way to...
Probably Ohio.
Yeah, maybe. Missouri?
I'm looking up a U.S. map.
People are saying Missouri,
Kansas.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Kansas. Okay, PAX Central.
Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, Missouri.
Actually, you know what? You know where you put PAX Northwest? You put it in Alaska.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said that.
Okay, I guess I missed that.
I missed
but,
it
yeah.
too, but yeah.
And to be fair, like PAX North should be in like Saskatchewan or Manitoba, but you shouldn't put anything there.
Right.
It'll be
So-
in Toronto.
and-
If there's
but
ever
what's-
a PAX, it'll be in
No,
Toronto.
it'll for sure be in Toronto, which is more of a northeast.
Yeah.
Just put it in none of it.
Yeah.
Just
I
there,
agree.
just go crazy.
Yeah.
The Arctic Circle.
Yeah, there you go. All the landmass up there.
I agree. I'm in.
Okay, PAX West. Tell us all about it, John.
It's a convention. I was there. It was all right. Actually, I had a better time than usual at PAX. I'll be honest. It felt more laid back than previous ones. So I actually got to walk around the expo hall. Only played one game, unfortunately.
That's amazing.
That, to be fair, that's up from previous years.
Okay. All right. Didn't you play a whole tournament of games?
I mean, I played in the games room and played in some tournaments, yes, but
Okay.
I mean, like actually on the expo floor, I only played.
All right. What was the one game that you couldn't say no to? You tried to ignore all the expo floor games, but this one you had to play.
It was a game called Flinthook, indie game being worked on. I think a developer from Montreal. A nice 2D Metroid-esque game where you have a grappling hook that kind of works like Bionic Commando style, but you can free aim it. And there's all these hooks around on screen. You can grab enemies. You can shoot in like free 360 direction, and you just like fly around shooting and jumping and platforming and doing like Metroid stuff, collecting money, getting extra power-ups, sub-weapons. It actually handled like extremely well. I was really impressed by it.
Okay.
And I forget when they said it was coming out. I think it was looking to be next year. But it looks really good. Like it's got the only game I can compare it to is kind of like a cave story kind of art style.
Okay.
But it's a lot more detailed than that. It's like the cave story is like cell shading, sprite style, but like just with more detail. Yeah, I really was really impressed.
Was this in the mega booth or just on its own?
This was in the indie mega booth.
Okay. What else was in the mega booth? Do you remember?
There's a lot of good stuff. There was this. I'm trying to remember what the hell it was called. There's like a game where you play as a bard who wanders around and you like play songs and you use that to solve puzzles. I think it was actually literally called Wander Bard or something like that.
Okay.
But it was a play that runs in 7 acts. So each chapter of the play is a stage. And like I saw them like using songs to control a beanstalk that was growing, so you could platform through the stage. I saw someone like trying to heal someone's wounds by using song to like deflect all their pain and stuff like that. It was a really cute art style. It was very colorful. It looked really cool.
That's cool. All right.
What else was there? There was some stuff that's already out. 20XX was there, or like pretty close to out. 20XX was there. What's another big indie title or early access title that was
Mario?
Yeah, that biggest indie
Mario
title.
was all over that.
Yeah.
Super Meat Boy Forever was there.
What is that?
How was that?
I mean, it looked the exact same as last time I played it.
What is that?
Okay.
That's the Super Meat Boy Endless Runner.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that got announced 2 years ago.
Oh, all right.
It was at PAX West like 2 years ago. That was where they introduced it.
That sounds cool. I'm assuming you're like jumping jumping over stuff.
Yeah, stages I believe at least back then were randomly generated, and you just had to like you could run or you could dodge and jump and wall jump. So you had to like go through the stages as fast as you could while dodging all the traps.
Is it a mobile game or is it coming to consoles?
I believe it was running on iPad.
Okay.
So it's gonna be an iOS game.
Cool. Great. When's that supposed to come out?
I don't know, because they said that was supposed to have come out like a year ago at least. So I'm guessing that one's just kind of on the back burner.
What about Afterbirth Plus? You see anything on that?
Nope, I didn't see anything Isaac related there.
Okay.
Trying to think of what else was in there. Tiny Build had a huge area, so there was like a Party Hard update that had like you built your map and other people had to play through it.
That's kind of cool.
So that looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They had I think the last station I think is the game, the one where you're like, what's the one where you're jumping across from like moving trucks? You're parkouring off of moving trucks. Whatever that game is called, that was there as well. That's out pretty soon.
Someone in the chat is saying that the Bard game you mentioned might be called Song of the Healing. Does that sound familiar?
No.
Okay.
It was literally one word. It was an amalgamation.
Oh wait, no, they're talking about Majora's Mask stuff.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. Okay, never mind.
I'll look it up while I'm trying to think here.
Wonder Bard sounds totally plausible.
Wonder Bar.
Yeah, exactly. Like a play on that.
Yeah.
Wander Song.
Wander Song. That's
Wander Song.
I like Wander Bard better. But okay.
Yeah, Wander Song as a Kickstarter. It looks like it might have actually finished.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it got its goal, so it's coming out.
Cool.
There's only 3 people working on it. It looks really nice.
What did you pick up at PAX? What did you purchase at PAX or pick up?
I picked up a couple games. I think they're all in the cookie, so I can actually say them. Let me see here. The hot new title, Dance Dance Revolution Disney Mix.
Yeah. Okay. All
right. A fan and a friend gave me Rambo 3 for the Master System.
Okay.
Picked up Battletoads and Double Dragon for Genesis. The Mask for Super Nintendo. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the Game Boy.
I have one of those. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's
Bomberman. Yeah, Bomberman Game Boy 3, which I apparently put onto the wrong system. I got to fix that. And someone else gave me the 3 Stooges for Game Boy Advance.
Nice. All right.
Okay. Great. Sounds like a great game.
I picked up a Vectrex game called Clean Sweep, which is basically a Pac-Man ripoff.
I could see that. Okay. Cool. Very cool. How did the panel go?
Panel went surprisingly smooth. The only problem we had was our Wii U didn't have any color, which I think we just had the cords on the wrong settings.
Oh, okay. That's a weird
Yeah,
one.
so we loaded up Wheel of Fortune and it was just in black and white. I think the
Right.
same thing might have happened with Kirby Superstar.
Okay.
Contests were pretty good. It wasn't like just everyone getting knocked out immediately. Like the first player who came up got 3 points and won, but he had to win a tiebreaker to do it. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, we only had an hour, but we went through it pretty smooth. New category put in, only came up once, but it went over pretty well.
What's the category? If you, I don't know if you can tell.
It's not really a category, more so an event, but it's a choose your destiny. You basically get to pick any category except for easy question. And if you willingly pick the hardest categories, which are brutal question and TRG challenge, you get double points.
Okay.
So if you're willing to take on like the hardest challenge, you actually get rewarded for it.
That's cool. All right. How many people were at the panel?
About 400-ish.
Cool. Very cool.
So good turnout.
And you were also at the Twitch booth for some length of time. Is that right?
Yeah, I had a signing on Sunday at the Twitch booth. So
Okay.
I hung out there and chatted with people.
That's cool.
Did some signings.
Like you do.
Like you do. Yeah, no, it was cool. I hung out and basically just chatted with people. It was a good way to kill an hour.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. Any other PAX stories to mention?
I won a tournament finally after attempting to win one for like 7 years.
Like the same tournament or?
No. Like this was my 4th year entering the Saturn Bomberman tournament. Last 2 years I got 2nd place. This year I actually won it.
Okay. Do people like know your name? Like, oh, here comes 2nd place, John.
They don't know me. They don't know it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I know the guy who runs the tournament area, so I chat with him. He's a cool dude.
Okay.
And then there's a couple regulars that I recognize that we chatted with. So that's about it.
What did you have to play or do in this tournament?
Saturn Bomberman is a 10-player Bomberman game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but they were missing a multi-tap, so it was only 7-player this time around. So the idea was the top 3 moved on from each round, and then the final round it was winner take all. So first place was the only person who got an award, which is why in previous years I didn't win, because getting 2nd doesn't count.
Right. What did you win?
I won a PAX gold medal.
Oh, okay.
I think is up in my suitcase, so I can't show it off.
All right, no big deal. What was the tournament where you won like something really heavy?
Oh, that was the Classic Video Game Championship in Edmonton.
Okay. That's in your apartment as well? Or your
No,
house as well?
that's like a Stanley Cup style trophy, so they keep it for the next event.
Okay.
And I can't. The next event's during U.S. Thanksgiving, so I can't go to it.
Oh no.
Because you're like going down here?
Yeah, I'll be in the States.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. We should probably hang out.
Yeah.
We'll be so close.
Yep. All right, cool. PAX is always fun. I want to try out the other PAXs. Have you gone to PAX South?
No, it's the only one we haven't gone because usually it coincides with MagFest.
Maybe you should skip MagFest one year and do PAX South.
No.
Oh, MagFest is too good.
No.
No. MagFest is literally my favorite convention.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I would
Okay.
never say no to MagFest.
Okay. All right, cool. Why is it your favorite convention?
It's really fun. It's actually open all 24 hours for the 4 days it runs. So if you want at 3 a.m. to go down and play some arcade games, you can go do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
Every
good.
other con I go to shuts down at like midnight at the latest, so it's nice to see a con like that. Like panels can even run till like 2 a.m. sometimes. So
Who's gonna go to those panels?
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, because I probably wouldn't go to a panel at 2 a.m.
I probably would because I don't usually sleep till 6 or 7 in the morning.
Okay, well there you go.
So-
All right, get the night owls. I need my sleep, so cool. Well, all right. 15-minute mark. I think that's usually about the time where we say this is the top-down perspective.
Yeah.
That late title card opening.
In case you were confused of what you've been listening to for the past quarter hour, Sean, John, and Paul are all here today
Hi.
on September 11th.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Forget what?
Oh man, he already forgot.
How could you? To be fair, that actually did indirectly affect where I lived a long time ago. So when it happened.
Oh, were you on the east when that happened?
Yeah, like I did you not? Okay, maybe not. In Newfoundland, a lot of the flights that got redirected, that because they weren't letting flights into the U.S. at the time, got
Right.
redirected to my town in the area I
man.
used to live in. So we actually had people come in and like stay at our school, and our school was shut down for a couple days.
You
While
guys
they
are
were
just full of
fixing it
people.
up. Yeah, so our town of like, God, what did Looseport have at the time? Like 4,000, 40,000, like a low amount. Basically, our schools were just kind of shut down, and we helped people out there. There's a scholarship that runs in my old alma mater that actually like is for people who do like exceptionally well in school. They get like I think it's even called like the September 11th fund or something like that.
Okay. All right, that's cool. I just kind of watched it on TV because I was on the West, so
Yeah.
but I got to skip class, so it affected me a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we already heard from John, so Paul, why don't you say what you have been playing?
Breaking news. This still sounds like breaking news to me.
It's not. Trust
Are
me.
you calling me out? What is this? I will
Every
like
time.
it. That sounds like breaking news every time.
Well, we're too deep into it to switch them.
Yeah.
I know. Episode 300 something's good time to switch.
Just switch them up, just for
What's up,
funsies.
I've been playing Earth Defense Force for the last 2 days, roughly.
Yo!
What?
Which one is this?
I love Earth Defense Force. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Which Earth Defense Force?
What is it? 4.1 Shadows of something or other?
The Shadow of New Despair.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
This is reaching like Kingdom Hearts levels.
It's the re-release of Earth Defense Force 2025.
What?
Yeah. So Earth Defense Force 2025 came out on Xbox 360 and PS3, but it had some issues. So they did a re-release for PS4 and now Steam called Earth Defense Force 4.1: The Shadow of New Despair.
Why did the number change?
This also came out around the same time on the Vita that Earth Defense Force 2: Invaders from Planet Space came out, which was a re-release of the second Earth Defense Force game, which I believe was actually just straight up called Earth Defense Force.
Someone's got to explain to me the 4.1.
Because 2025 was the fourth Earth Defense Force game, and because it was an updated version, it's 4.1.
Okay. That makes more sense then. Paul just can't deal. He's out. All right, Paul, don't talk to us about Earth Defense Force then. John, I hear you like this game.
I do. It's a good game. Highly recommend it.
All right, cool. Yeah. Let's talk about what I've been playing. He's been playing a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Or was that you? No, that was John. Okay, John, why don't you talk about what you've been playing?
All right. Where did Paul go?
I have no idea.
All right, Paul, you will be missed. I played, obviously I talked about the game I played at PAX already, which was Flinthook. Highly recommend it. I played last night for the first time Final Fantasy VII for the NES.
But John, Final Fantasy VII came out on the PS1.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I appreciate you actually have my back on that one.
Yeah.
But no, someone re-released it on the NES, and now you can play it in your NES, just like everyone else.
Is this recent?
To do. I don't actually remember when it came out. I want to say within the past year or two.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a recreation of Final Fantasy VII done in like the Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3
like
art style.
8-bit graphics.
Yeah, 8-bit graphics. They try to remake all the songs about that in the game.
One-Winged Angel.
Apparently that song is not in the game, which makes me sad.
Isn't that like the song?
That is the song, but apparently...
It's the only song I can name.
People have said apparently it's not in there.
That's arguably the only video game song I know by name. Maybe
that
like
fair.
Maybe like a Zelda song. Maybe.
We on stream got to the point where you go to do your second mission as Avalanche. We had Tifa and Barrett in our team along with Cloud. The leveling up system is way different. You only can equip one materia.
Okay.
And then you level it up by gaining experience from using it and then going to a shop and upgrading it for free.
Okay.
You can buy weapons, but they also level up. You have to go to shops to upgrade them so you can make them more powerful. Or if you have enough money, you can just buy a better one.
Did you get to that motorcycle part?
No, God, no. That's way far in there.
Okay. I remember really enjoying that part of that game.
I'm curious how they would do that on the NES, but no, I only got to the first time you're off, like the train tracks.
Okay. Red 13. That's a character in that game.
Yeah, apparently I've heard that Vincent and Yuffie are not in the game, but everyone else should be. Basically, if they were like mandatory to join your party, they're in the game.
I see. All right. Well, that's cool. What were you playing this like on? Like an actual NES?
Yeah, I was using my Retron 3, but it works in an actual NES. I have a physical cartridge.
Okay, that's what I'm more asking is like, do you have a cartridge?
Here, I'll put it on screen for those watching the video podcast. So
That is a cartridge. Where did you get this?
there was just a dude in town who was selling them. So he ordered
Out
a
of his
bunch in.
van.
Yeah. No, one of he's a nice dude. He was just like, here, buy a copy of Final Fantasy VII, English edition, even right on there too.
That's a cool thing. How much was that?
Repros usually go for about $40-$50. So this was 50 Canadian.
That's more than I expected. Okay. But I guess if
to be
it's
fair, this is also all of Final Fantasy VII, so that will take you quite a while to clear.
That's true. I mean, I wasn't really doing it more from like a game to dollar value, because I don't plan to play through Final Fantasy VII on the NES. That's just a cool thing to have.
Yeah, which is why I went and got it.
Yeah.
The only complaint I have about the game so far, besides like the music, obviously not degrading very well, enemies right off the bat can heal all the damage you've clocked on them. So it took forever to kill a bunch of enemies. There was one enemy, Cloud and Barrett could do about, let's say, 60 damage each, and then they would heal for 200.
But okay, why? I don't know. That's a weird change to do. Really trying to make it harder.
I guess it was a weird ass change, and it made going through it a bit of a slog. But then I assume after I buy the upgraded weapons and stuff like that, it would probably go a lot smoother.
Okay. Did NES carts have more storage than a CD?
No.
Okay, so then this is not a regular NES cart then, right? Because if it has the full game on it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no 3 CD thing. It's straight up just one NES cart. I forget what the max size of an NES cart could be. I want to say it was only like 4 megs, if even.
Probably something like that, yeah. All right, cool.
But it was fun. Paul also watched a bit of it, so
I did.
You're sure you were happy to experience that.
That music was fucking god awful.
Yeah. So the problem is, I was also running on my Retron, which swaps 2 of the audio channels, but it doesn't do enough to make it sound complete garbage. So it was probably that bad to begin with.
Yeah.
But some of the songs were like legit, like well done, but then some of them, like the beginning ones, were just ear gratingly bad.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a interesting thing. Anyway,
I was just happy to like see such a thing. It was just really fun.
Yeah.
I'm actually literally looking up, trying to find where to find how much storage they could hold, and I can't find an easy answer, so I'll just look it up later. After that, I also played the new Streetpass games while I was gone to PAX.
All right, did you buy them all?
Yep.
And you got that gate upgrade or whatever, 100 players.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the one I should get, my free one?
You only have to pick out of 2.
Yeah.
One is a racing one where that one's kind of fun, but it's hard. And then the stock market one is a lot less involved, but a lot more enjoyable. I don't know. I have more fun. I think the car one's fun, but requires more concentration and timing. Or like the stock market one just goes by nice and simple. It's just like, oh, mash buy or mash sell.
Which one should I get?
Either one is good.
Get the stock
do you like
one.
racing at all? If you like racing, go for stock. If not, then go for stock car. Otherwise, go for the stock market.
Okay. All right. Good to know. What are the other ones you played? I can't remember them all now.
There are 2 actually.
The cooking one.
There's the cooking one, which is Feed Me, which is a direct spin-off of Find Me, the that old RPG that's on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it good?
It's not bad actually.
Right.
It's God, I think someone compared it to Cook Serve Delicious in a way.
Okay.
Like people come in, they give you ingredients, and like, all right, make this meal, but you have to figure out what ingredients go into it. You get rated on it, and then after you feed them food, they go out on the adventure, and the better the food was, the better they'll do in the adventure. There's all these milestones they have to hit. Like, all right, this enemy has 60 hit points. If you do the best you can do with a meal, you do 50 damage. If you get the recipe right, you get 40. If you kind of get parts of it right, you get 30. And if you completely fuck up the recipe, you get like 10.
Cool.
I can't remember any of the other ones.
There's one where you get shot out of a cannon. That's probably the worst one of the 5.
Okay.
So the way it works is you get shot out of a cannon, but all the people you street pass are in front of you holding kites. And the kites are equipment that you pick up to fight the boss. So they give you a set amount of time to pick up all the equipment pieces, then you fight the boss. And if you did it all perfectly, you double your damage, stuff like that. But there's the problem with it is the items you get are dependent on who you street pass. So
Okay.
if the stage is like, all right, if you have like an arm, like a helmet of this strength, you won't take any damage or your attack will be perfect. But you can't guarantee that people will show up with headpieces at all. I actually had a round that failed because I didn't get an armor piece, period. I only had weapons.
Okay.
So it's a little too RNG dependent for me for the drops. So I don't know how I feel about that. That's probably, in my mind, it's the weakest. The stock market one I really like. I've already beaten it, but I still have to go through like the final goal. There was the cannon one, there's the feeding one, and then there's the meat trek, I think is what it's called, where the steps of the people you street pass, so how far they've walked that day, translate into how far you go in the game. And there's a
Okay,
map
right.
you have to go around with all these branching paths, and you have to find like a specific goal, like a treasure or something like that.
Okay.
So that one's all right. That one's a little hands off. So you should literally like, all right, press this button, wait till you hit the next goal, do something, blah blah blah.
That must
That
be
one's fun,
really
but-
easy at PAX where people are walking around all day.
Oh yeah, like I'm almost done the second set of story mode for that basically.
Yeah.
Especially with that 100-person gate, which is nice.
So the 100-person gate isn't quite as advertised. It's a little weird. So here's how it works. You have the normal 10 limit on your street pass still. But you go to like where you would normally load up the street pass, and then you have the option of saying put them in your gate. So they join a queue line. So then now there's 10 people sitting in your queue, and then you can keep taking in more street passes. Every time you get to 10 in your queue, you can throw them into that line, and it holds up to 100.
Oh, so you have to open it up and do something with it.
Every 10.
It is not literally now you could just hold 100 street passes. It's now you can hold up the 10 and then put them in a queue and then keep doing that until you want to actually deal with them.
This is the dumbest thing.
It's very stupid, but it did work. I'll give it that.
Great. It needs to be better.
It should have been way better, but
This is standard Nintendo thing where it's like, this is a great idea. Oh, they fucked it up.
basically,
This is Super Mario Maker 3DS.
Oh man, all right.
There's a question in the chat here. Where was it? It was something like, how does the 100 limit thing work for the older games?
Okay, so here's how it works. Basically, you pull 10 people out of the gate at a time. So it's as if you're loading up a new set of 10 street passes each time.
Okay, so you can like play the game 10 times, kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
All
So
right.
you pull out 10, do all the games, and then you let them go, and then get the next group.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all right, but I mean, if you like the Street Pass games, are good. The problem is like trying to do 5 new Street Pass mini games while at PAX is hard to do when you're just walking around. So like you still have to dedicate some time to it. But I guess the idea was like you can stock up 100 people and then just do it at home, which is
Right.
what I ended up doing. I stocked up 100 people and then just sat in the hotel room for a bit when we
Right.
were in downtime.
I don't really Street Pass anymore, so yeah.
Oh yeah, Mitch also brings up a good point. Here's a portable system that only keeps 3 Wi-Fi settings. Why can't it keep more?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Other-
like the current PS4 only does 2.4 gigahertz networks. What's
Really?
up with that? Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty weird. I guess they have to keep something for the PS Pro.
I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, dude, spoilers! Holy smokes!
Oh yeah, no
Spoilers.
one knows. Sorry, the PS Neo. That's better.
We
Then
haven't
Yeah,
talked
there you
about
go.
Yeah, God, we're not even at news. It hasn't been announced.
Wait, but we
mean-
had breaking news playing earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I could play the sound again here if you want.
Please.
No, don't.
I'm not going to.
Damn it! I was waiting. I also played Picross 3D 2. Or sorry, Picross 3D Round 2.
Yeah. Paul, you're not on there yet?
I can't find the charger for my DS. I'm looking
man.
for it. Yeah.
I actually purchased just off Amazon a USB charger for my 3DS. So
Yeah, I've got one of those too. They were actually at one of the booths at PAX.
yeah, I love mine. Like I don't know where my main charger is, but this thing just sits in my backpack now.
Yeah.
Plug it into the computer nicely.
I got this for one of those portable battery packs for my phone, so now it also can charge my 3DS.
Nice.
Great at conventions. Picross 3D Round 2 is good. I like it. It is a lot harder than the original.
Is it?
Good.
I haven't played the original in a long time.
When did I beat the original one? It was like last year or something like that. It was 2 years ago. It was recent-ish. You now have 2 colors to work with instead of 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to balance that on top of things. There's also difficulty settings. I don't know what actually changes between the 3.
It's just how it scores you.
Is that it?
Yeah. So
That's
like you just need to do it
puzzles are still-
faster and like screw up less, and you get different multipliers at the end for whatever difficulty you have.
The
So,
puzzle
like-
itself doesn't change?
I don't believe so. I mean, I haven't changed it, but from what I understood, like when it was scoring me and it said like difficulty, I get 1.5 times what my score was, and then it gives me the final score.
All right, you know what? I have it on my system right now, already loaded.
I really doubt the puzzles changed because then they made like 4 games in this, which seems like a lot.
I'm going to double check something here just to be sure.
2
224. Yeah, but like the puzzles are way harder. They're like some of them are stumping me like nasty.
You're probably like way further in than I am then if they're stumping you that much.
Yeah, the puzzles actually do change.
Wow, that's
The puzzles actually do.
that's
like,
impressive.
The actual builds are the same, but basically the hints they give you for building are way different.
Okay.
Like I've been playing on hard, and for example, like the top row of one of the puzzles is like, all right, there's 4 blocks in here. There's a circle of 2 in here, a circle of 2 in here, and 4 again. I loaded it up on easy, and it's literally like just color these pieces blue, color these orange, and you're done. They're all just marked as 1 each.
Okay, weird. I'm playing on medium. I'm enjoying medium.
Yeah, medium's probably the way to go if you're not super into Picross or your puzzles.
Whoa, I
I'm
am
playing on
super
hard.
cross 3D. What are you saying?
I'm saying you're a wimp.
Oh man.
Okay, calling me out.
Calling you out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm enjoying medium, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like it. I just like hard has been stumping me, and it's good to. It feels nice to be playing a puzzle game that's just like, what do I do? What do I do? And just try to think about it more critically. I'm enjoying it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I've been trying to logic this out in my head. If you have a block and on 2 separate sides, they give you a number that's a different color, you can just destroy that block, right?
Say that again.
So if there's a block and on one side, let's say it's like an orange 2, and on the other side it's like a blue 2, that block is not used, right? You can just destroy it.
Yeah, because that's physically impossible for it.
Okay, that's what I've been thinking. I've been trying to like logic out like why that's the case, and I'm just like haven't been
Because
thinking
the
about it.
lines will say for sure what color's in it. So like if, like you said, if an orange 2 line and a blue 2 line intersect, then that means they can't physically intersect.
Right.
So because it has to say like blue 2, orange 1 on at least one side for that to work.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's on the eShop. I had to buy it in Canadian dollars, so that sucked.
That was like $43.
Yeah,
It
compared
was stupid expensive.
what my $30 it should have been for me, but screw my 3DS. Anyway, yeah, Paul, you gotta get on it, man. It's everything you could want in a 3D Picross game. I made an anteater the other day. That was pretty good.
Nice.
I think you're ahead of me actually. I don't remember making that.
It was. Have you gotten to the timed ones where they count down?
No, I'm
Then
on book 5. Or no, I'm on book 6 rather.
Okay, yeah, I'm on like 12 or something. When they start counting down, that got pretty stressful. I had to play the same puzzle like twice.
Ugh, I'm not looking forward to that.
yeah.
Have you done any of the amiibo puzzles?
No, because my 3DS can't do that.
That would explain it. Okay.
I also only have Kirby maybe Kirby.
Kirby would work. It's a HAL game.
Okay. I was assuming Kirby would work because it's Kirby, but my 3DS can't do that, and so yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I loaded up the game when I was already gone, so I didn't have any amiibos with me.
I'm sure you could have found an amiibo at PAX.
Probably, but I'm not about to go around and be like, hey, do you have any amiibos on you? Did anyone bring a used amiibo with them to Penny Arcade Expo?
I bet plenty of people did.
They're probably at the Smash Brothers table. That was probably it for the Smash tournament. I'm sure there was.
You probably could have just tweeted out like, "Hey, fans of mine, can someone bring an amiibo? I just want to scan it real quick." And
I also could have just waited 5 days and done it at home.
That's true too. Yep, for sure.
I just haven't thought about it. Like someone in the chat mentioning the amiibo puzzles is what made me even remember they were there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Okay. Paul, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I had to take off because somebody was outside that I need to let in. I've been playing Earth Defense Force. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, deja vu.
I would keep doing that every time.
Yeah. For people that don't know what these games are, giant bugs are attacking and you kill them, basically. So I've been having...
It is the B-movie equivalent of a video game.
Yeah. I've been having fun with that. I've been trying, like, because John and I played a little bit when I was at his place about 2 weeks ago or whenever we did that podcast.
Yep.
And I've been having fun with just the other classes that I didn't play while there. The fencer class is super slow and arduous to learn, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool dude. I could see why
it's all worth it because he's so cool.
No, I think it will be worth it though because he'll get weaponry that is just fucking stupid eventually. But he starts off with some kind of slow bullshit. I can see why John plays the Ranger class because it's just fun having a missile launcher.
Yeah, he's balanced. He's like the balanced character. He's fun to play with. Wing Diver's also good too.
Yeah. I still really, really like my air support though, where I'll just like bring in tanks or mechs and shit like that. So that's pretty fun. That was also
cool. I had never tried the support class. It was cool seeing you just run around in a giant Gundam blowing up ants. That was hilarious.
It's the problem now is I'm playing this on PC. The things we unlocked is on John's PS4. So I want my mech and I don't have it.
Do you want to play a bit tonight and unlock some stuff? Or
do you have it?
I can grab it after the podcast. I had to buy my plane ticket to TwitchCon first.
I mean, let me put it this way. With or without you, I will be playing. I've been playing a mission a night, basically, or a couple missions, like whenever I have some free time. So I will be playing some tonight, for sure. And if you're in, then we can get something going.
Sounds like a date.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it supports up to 4 players online.
It does, yeah. Although I haven't tried any of the online stuff yet, so it might take a little bit doing unless their lobby system's good, which it might be. I'm not sure.
Not sure.
We'll figure that out. Anyways, that game's super fun. I look forward to playing more. I look more forward to when I have a bunch of dumb shit to just make that game not run properly, because they programmed that game to give you stuff to basically make it so that game's frame rate cannot catch up to all the shit they put on the screen, and I can't wait to get to that point. For now, just kind of going through it slowly, though, doing the single player. Good time.
Cool. Paul, I gave you a homework assignment. Did you get around to playing that game?
I did.
You should talk about the game. You should sell it to John, unless you hate it.
No, I really like it. I just forgot what the name was.
John, you have a homework assignment for next week.
Okay.
What am I being sold? What's happening here?
Hidden My Game by Mom is the name of the game.
What?
All right. So you can relate to this, John.
Okay.
Your mother sees you. Your mother sees you playing your DS too much, right? So she's like, this is bullshit. She takes it away from you and then hides it somewhere in the house. And then there's different obstacles you might need to clear to be able to get to it.
Yeah, like, don't you remember that one time she hid it in an alligator?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and then
sounds about right.
Then you had to grab the stick to hold the alligator's mouth open to grab it. It's a mobile game. It's like a stupid little app. Yeah. It's actually like a WarioWare game, how it plays. It's
I had a feeling you were making it sound basically like Gamer in made Mario. Or not
Yeah,
made
but it's
Mario.
more like a
Maybe-
hidden item game.
Sure.
You know, like I Spy kind of, but just goofy. Like, did
I
you
mean-
beat it, John, Paul?
No, I've just been playing here and there.
Okay, because there's only like 30 levels.
I know, it's really, really short.
Yeah, it's free. So John, you should download this.
All right. Is it on Steam or just a game on a website?
Oh, it's on your phone.
Yeah, it's on your phone.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's like 20 megs. Like, it's not very big.
Oh, then I can't get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know. I had the same problem actually last week when Sean was like, download this now. I actually couldn't because I had like 5 megs on my phone of free space. But yeah, the game's good. I recommend it. For the Android version, for the free version or whatever, there's so much ad garbage.
Oh,
but
there totally was on the iOS one too.
okay.
Like, it's like every like 3 attempts at something, it just popped up. And this is a game where you don't even know what's going to happen when you put things together, so you will do multiple attempts.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because you're not sure if you were supposed to, give the person the sandwich or not. Or
Right.
Whatever it might be. So.
Or you think all the bikers are finally down, but then you accidentally step on a tack.
That straight up happened to me too. Yeah. Yeah. Because all those bikers were blocking me from getting my game. So I had to make them all like crash.
It's really, really stupid.
What about the other game this company has made called Nyardle?
They apparently made a whole bunch of games. I kind of want to look into more of them.
Yeah.
This one's pretty good. Like I guess it's called Nyardle because you have a cat jumping over hurdles.
Okay.
And it shows a cat jumping off of a coffee table to jump over a dresser onto the couch. Then a squirrel jumping from transport truck to transport truck. Then a kangaroo jumping over a team of soccer players that are trying to kick the ball, and he's trying to avoid them. And then it's a horse jumping over a bullet train.
That sounds right. That sounds like it's made by the same people for sure.
Let's leap over a lot of hurdles to jump.
Great. Yeah. It's weird because it seems like it's either poorly translated or that's also part of the joke. And I think it might be part of the joke based on what hidden my game by mom what is actually going on in that game.
I mean,
So-
the what's new notes for Nyardle is written in Japanese, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to believe they just Google translated.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyways, so yeah, you should get hidden my game and report back next week, John. That's your homework.
I've already downloaded it.
Good.
So.
Good. Okay, Paul, that's all you've been playing, right?
That's it.
Okay, for me, we already talked about Picross 3D 2. Overwatch had a free weekend. It still has a free weekend.
Yep.
So I started playing it on the Xbox.
How's that?
It was awful because everyone's level 1. And just seeing the tactics, first off, everyone plays Bastion when they're level 1.
Of course.
Of course. So I'll go on a team and I'm like, wow, 3 Bastions against me. This sucks. I forgot about that it was like this when I started Overwatch. Or just stuff like some of the kills I get are just so easy because the person was just standing there letting me shoot them.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, people are super new. So there's like no strategy yet. I don't think I saw a Torbjorn like once. No one was playing like Symmetra, like all like the more difficult ones, like nobody's playing. It's just Bastions and Divas.
That's really
And-
funny.
Yeah, like it was just a lot of that.
Okay.
I also wanted to bring it up because that new map came out last week.
Yeah.
And that's the current Brawl, so Eichenwald. Have either of you checked it out?
No.
No.
You should. I really like it. There's a lot of choke points, so it's pretty easy to defend, but it's like really long and huge, and there's tons of like verticality to it. It's a cool map for sure.
Cool. Okay.
It sucks that you can't transfer your unlocks between different versions of the game, even if they're both linked to your Battle.net account.
Yeah, that is kind of weird that they're not just like account bound.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
just let me have my skins. What does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, what does it matter? So yeah, I've been playing some of that, getting some achievements. And then also I finished Zero Time Dilemma last week.
Okay.
Nice.
That game's cool. People should play that series.
Yeah. I heard it's the
VLR
worst
is-
one out of the 3 though.
You know, I would agree,
Okay.
but they're all good. I'm not
Sure.
like it's like they're all still good. I wouldn't say it's bad.
I mean, this one was kind of rushed-ish and also off of Kickstarter money, so
I wouldn't say this one was rushed, but I think it was just like so many things had to like come together in this one because the second
Right.
one, the first one is pretty self-contained, which is really nice. I like the second one and how like crazy things got, but then 3 had to kind of wrangle it in. And there's also a twist near the end that I just don't quite feel was earned, which is my main issue. I need to read up some like player theories and stuff. But still, like that's a fantastic trilogy. Like I can't recommend that enough. People should get it on their phones, or they're coming to Steam in the future. So look for that.
Yep.
I can't talk about it, but I'm playing Recore.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because that comes out this Tuesday. If people are still interested in Recore, unfortunately, I can't talk about my impressions until tomorrow. So look for that next week, I'll say. That's about it for what we've been playing. Let's move on to the news.
The actual news.
All right. Not as interesting breaking news.
A little depressing.
Fight you.
The sad news is here now.
All right, so everyone knows 22 Cans, Peter Molyneux's company.
Yep.
We are talking about sad news. Good to know.
Yeah, well, this isn't really sad news, but we know that Goddess has basically been an entire garbage fire, a dumpster fire, if you will.
Yeah.
And instead of fixing that, they put out another game.
As is what people do.
As is Molyneux tradition.
Yep.
As is tradition.
The Trail, it's a mobile game, currently only out in the Philippines.
Great.
iTunes store. But I mean,
so good.
that makes sense. Like most games don't come to America first. Like New Zealand gets them pretty early, usually a lot. But anyway, there's some video and screenshots out there that people can watch. It seems to be some kind of like adventure crafting game. That was weird. Just kind of popped out of nowhere. So that's the next thing from 22 Cans.
Yep.
In bigger news, Apple had their...
Actually, is that dude still getting money from Goddess for Curiosity?
I have no idea. Maybe.
I thought that's one of the reasons why people are so mad at Molyneux now, because he's basically like, no.
Wait, he's not giving them money?
I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Oh, man. To be fair, it's cool to hate on Molyneux now, so...
Yeah.
Apple had their iPhone event, and on stage, Shigeru Miyamoto came out to announce Super Mario Run. It's going to be not an endless runner. It's going to be a runner, but there's set stages where it's one-handed. You tap Mario to make him jump, or you tap harder to make him jump higher. He can vault over corners and stuff if he runs into a wall and whatnot. You can like race the ghosts of your friends, and it's all about collecting coins. It's not going to be free to play, which was interesting to hear. It's going to be like a one-time purchase, and then you get everything. And that's coming later this year. It's coming to iOS first, by the way. It is eventually going to come to Android, but iOS gets it first.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. In the store, there was straight up a new notify button, which the Apple Store has never had before. So I'll get some kind of notification when it's launched, which is interesting. And what was the last piece of it? Oh, and this also, along with that press release, Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem Mobile got pushed to early next year. So that's currently slated for a January to March release date instead of 2016 to make room for Super Mario Run. I can't remember if they said it was like December or when exactly Super Mario Run is coming.
I think it was December. That sounds right.
I don't feel like reading through
this.
The head of Niantic also came out and said it's coming to the Apple Watch.
Okay.
Is that too? Pokemon Go is coming to the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
All right. And then like an hour later, Sony had their press conference. Super short, 45-minute press conference. Not very exciting, actually. A lot of people are just kind of tanking this announcement. But the PlayStation 4 Pro was officially announced, along with the Slim. The Slim is announced too.
Officially, even though it's been out in the wild for like, what, 3 weeks now?
Something like that, yeah. So that's not as exciting, but yes, the Slim is going to be the default. And then for the pro gamers, for the serious gamers, the hardcore, you get the PlayStation 4 Pro. I don't know if I'm gonna get one. What about you, John?
No, not really. Like I didn't get the PS3 Slims, so.
Well, this is a little different because it's a bit of a step up.
But is it enough? I barely play my PS4 as it is.
Oh, okay.
Like I like the look of. Like, I'll use this as an example. I like the look of the Xbox One S, but I can't justify that, and because I don't think I can justify the PS4 either. Like size wise, it's about the same. Power wise,
Except now it's like 3-tiered.
yeah. I do like that everyone's been making fun of it by adding an extra tier each time they want to poke fun at the.
I haven't seen that. I have seen it compared to a Big Mac.
Yeah, okay.
Also a good one.
Sure. It's
But
pretty good.
I don't know, because I don't really have any plans on getting PlayStation VR. If I was getting PSVR, then I'd probably get it.
Right.
But I just don't have any VR plans right now.
Or if you had like a 4K TV already.
That's my main thing. Is a lot of the
That too.
upgrades. I don't have the TV for it, and I don't plan to upgrade my TV.
Oh, but I'm
anytime
sure
soon.
Sony can recommend that you get one of their 4K TVs to go along with this thing. Best deal, only $10,000 with the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Perfect. I mean, the newest TV I have is probably like 6 years old at this point.
Right.
But,
Yeah,
like,
mine's close to
need
that
one.
price.
Yeah.
Or not price, age. I think
Yeah.
mine's
Like, I don't need one. That's the other
5
thing.
years old. Yeah, so I'm not upgrading I'm not getting a 4K TV anytime soon. The PlayStation 4 Pro is going to be $400. It's going to be 1 terabyte. Or some of the other things. So, it will support 4K and HDR, which on the stream you can't tell
Right.
because you currently don't have an HDR or 4K monitor, and it was being compressed over like a Twitch stream. So there was that too. They did this one funny thing when they showed what's that zombie game? That was,
Dead something. The one that the guys who used to do Siphon Filter are working on.
yeah,
Sony Ben Studio.
He's on like a farm kind of looking place. Anyways, they should have showed like here's what it currently looks like, and here's what it looks like playing on a PS4 Pro, and it actually just looked identical. I was watching the Giant Bomb stream where they're kind of talking over top of it, and they were straight up like, "Did it happen? Has it happened yet?" Which they were just watching it on their monitors too. They weren't there,
Right.
so you can't tell. So it's just kind of an underwhelming video or event to watch online. Apparently, there was definitely considerable differences if you were in the crowd. I would hope at least.
Sure.
But people definitely said, yeah, you could tell the difference for sure. It looks better. I've heard it's not as cool of a bump as SD was to HD.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
The craziest thing, it will not support UHD Blu-rays.
Huh.
Which
Isn't
is
that their own format?
Yeah.
what? No.
Isn't
UHD
it?
is like the next one, right?
Yeah, but isn't that Sony?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's Sony's? They have Blu-ray. Here's even crazier. The Xbox One S does.
Yeah.
Not even Scorpio. The S that is currently out supports them. The Pro will not.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
I know. How
Yeah.
weird is that? I
Good
mean,
job, Sony. You did it.
you could argue like maybe Sony's really trying to push for like streaming services and stuff, but like they own this. Like, why aren't you putting it in there?
It must be that big a cost difference.
I guess. I just think
Maybe.
it's absolutely crazy that the Xbox One S can do it, but Sony's their flagship console going forward cannot. I don't believe they said a release date. No, yeah, that's it. November 10th. November 10th, $400.
That's for the Slim or for the Pro?
That's the Pro.
Oh, wow.
The Slim.
Oh, yeah,
I
because
don't
it's supposed to coincide with PSVR, of course. Why did I think
I thought PSVR
otherwise?
was in October though.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Ooh, maybe you're right.
So they also did say PlayStation VR games will run better with this,
Great.
which makes sense. It is more powerful.
Mhm.
It was so weird, the games they decided to show off the Pro. They showed Watch Dogs 2. That makes sense. They showed the Spider-Man game, which makes sense. They showed Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which has been out for a few weeks. They showed Shadow of Mordor, which has been out for 2 years. And then they showed a really weird trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda, which was the first gameplay we've ever seen of that, and it was just completely random. So that was kind of a weird reveal for Andromeda, but anyways, it was a weird event. I hear the Japanese event was a lot better. It included booth babes and tons of confetti.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the consoles came up on like a conveyor or something like that. It like lifted out of like the base of a table.
Yeah.
Of course it did.
This event was literally just like, here's the PlayStation 4, here's a list of the things, here's some video, thanks. It was like a quick 45-minute in and out, so fast.
Cool.
Anyways, so that's the PlayStation 4 coming out later this year. I don't think I want one. I think I'm good. I think I can wait.
Sure.
And that is it. Hey, actually, quick question. Paul, if you were in the market, what would you be picking up?
If I was in the market between
PS4, between the Slim and the Pro.
Oh,
the Slim is $300, I believe.
I mean, for the extra $100, probably future proof for the day I eventually get a 4K TV when they're like the lower quality TV you can get or whatever.
So the Pro,
probably.
It's probably the smart choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with him on that.
All right, cool. That's it for news. Let's go on to emails. John, have you forgotten where people
Hang on, I'm getting a text.
Emails in?
I'm getting a fax.
Yeah.
Okay. Text message noise. It's closer to the fax, I would say. I don't know what your text message.
Yeah, it's more like fax. I don't know why I said text. Fax is way better.
Okay.
All right. Top10perspective@gmail.com. TDP Podcast on Twitter. Top 10 Perspective on Facebook, and my P.O. box as well. First question comes to us from Joshua. As an electrical engineer, it terrifies me that both Canada and the US can have their entire power grid and all electronics attached, fried by a really strong solar flare, and no one seems to know and or care. Thoughts on the collapse of society by the sun having a bad day? Yeah, that's frightening.
I mean, I'm more frightened about what we'll do to ourselves, really. Yeah. Like, if the sun's gonna do something, man, whatever. It's gonna be quick and, like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
The world's gonna end one day.
I was reading the other day, too. Apparently, there's, like, USB drives you can plug into your computer that just fries it. You can,
oh, God.
Yeah, there's straight up like a USB device you can buy that just anything that's a USB drive, plug it in, and it's instantly fried.
That's like when the cops start to raid your apartment and you just need to like destroy your hard drive because you can't let them know your secrets.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Can't see all these TDP episodes saved on the hard drive.
No.
It's like put a gun to your computer and just shoot the hard drive.
Yeah. You start crying.
That sounds awful. I recommend the comic Why the Last Man. Is a cool apocalypse comic.
And the second part says, last week you said you had been asked for relationship advice on the podcast. So how can you tell when someone's leading you on?
God damn it.
You'll know.
I feel like, yeah. Well, you might not know for a bit. Right, otherwise it wouldn't be leading you on.
I'm a big believer
if you're already at the point where you think you're being led on, you're probably being led on.
I'm a big believer of just like asking, because like what's the worst that'll happen, right?
Yeah, but like okay, what if you're like you don't know, you haven't asked yet, but what are like the telltale signs? Like probably like they don't want to hang out with you a ton.
Everything's on their terms. Like they're the ones like deciding
they won't
everything.
Change their schedule to fit yours. You have to change your schedule a bunch. It just seems like it's like a lack of interest.
Also, mental manipulation. Like there'll be a lot of that.
How do you know when you're being mentally manipulated?
You don't.
Exactly, right? I think it's a lack of interest would be a big flag.
Sure.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah. But then like they come out of nowhere and they're like, no, baby, it's cool. And you got to be strong.
Right.
Remember to be strong.
Remember, you got to nut up or shut up.
I actually do believe in that. It's true.
Yeah. I will take this next one. James says, my first question is for Paul. If there was a mobile version of Honey Pop, would you play it in public spaces like you would other mobile games?
Yeah. It's a match 3 game.
Yeah. Okay. I guess John,
maybe,
you
just
can
maybe
answer
keep the
too.
volume down a little bit or something.
Honestly, like when I'm in public places, like if I'm playing a game like Picross on my phone at work, I still will hide my phone. I don't want people knowing what I'm doing ever. So it would just be the same thing.
Second question is for everyone, but probably mostly for Sean. Last week you mentioned not having episode titles for the podcast. Why is that? Also,
that would require creativity
and effort.
I kind of just like the format of
the date.
The date, like it's easy just to keep it like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just kind of like that format. Most of the podcasts, it's probably because most of the podcasts I listen to did the date and did it like that, and I just kind of continued that. Also, if you want, I am crazy enough to go back and listen to all the old episodes and give them names. That sounds funny, and feel free to send some in, but that's a lot of time, and I'm not changing the format.
We'll have completely forgotten what those podcasts were even about, even if you give us.
Well, that's what he's saying. Is he'll find out what they're about for us.
You should do it anyways, and then put them in a Google Doc and then share them to us so we can laugh about it on the podcast.
Maybe don't do that. Spend your time in a better way.
That's true. Definitely. Yeah,
There's no better way. You should do it.
Oh my god.
God, it's like 700 hours.
It's like a life sentence I just gave this guy. Have fun. Bob. Okay. Bob wrote in and said, no, I got lost in the text.
Okay.
Bob wrote in and said, did you think you would still be doing a podcast in 2016 back when you started?
Nope.
No.
I mean, I'm late to this one, but I didn't think I'd be doing podcasts anymore after Nathan kind of left everything. Because he and I used to do one together regularly, and then it's like, oh, well, he's gone. I guess I'm done. But so no. Sean, how did you start playing Quidditch?
I was hanging out in like a field, like a park, and I saw a team setting up, and I was like, "That's crazy! I need to give that a try."
Great.
And then you put a broom between your legs and just went with it.
And then it felt so right. It felt so right. And yeah, I enjoyed it I was hooked ever since.
I'm a third-year engineer that failed one course in first year, and now I'm unable to take my third-year courses because of schedule conflicts and prerequisites. Did you ever get screwed over academically by something that didn't seem like a big deal at the time?
Oh, no, that's just how fucking post-secondary works.
Yeah.
I had to do 5 years of university because some of my courses just ran at the same time. I tried to take a film course 3 times and had to drop it every single time because something else came up that I needed instead.
Yep.
I had smooth sailing. To be fair, I went to my guidance counselor like every semester to be like, this is what I'm thinking of taking. What are your thoughts? Should I be doing something else? So I was like pretty on the ball.
That's
with it.
Smart. That's super smart.
I also never I was lucky enough to never fail a class, so having to redo stuff wasn't an issue like he's having to do. So I was very lucky in that sense.
I had art history as one of the prerequisites to continue on to like what your thing would be in an art school, like your degrees for the next years. The final test was worth 90% of our mark, and I had a shitty day that day, and I just wasn't feeling it, and basically failed by a little bit, failed the class, and was like, I'm not paying another $500 to sit around and wait for a test in 2 months, so I just stopped.
There you go. Talk to your guidance counselor.
Art history is the worst. Don't ever go to art school if you can help it. It's the fucking worst.
I also am not a fan of art history. I had to take an intro class, and
it's actually just the worst thing. The like parodies or whatever when you see just like people sleeping in an auditorium and then somebody like going through slides quickly saying stuff. That's literally what that class is every single fucking day.
That's just university.
I think that's just university.
Was exactly like that.
Art history was just a lot of memorizing.
Graphics design.
Art history is all memory. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all just dates and stuff, which is just annoying.
It's the worst.
All right, John, you're up.
All right, this one comes to us from Charles. Do you have any lesser-known musicians or groups you would like to see get more, preferably positive exposure? I personally love the Megas, a Mega Man rock cover band, and as an Atlantic Canadian, would love to see them get big enough to do more than the concerts in California and at MagFest. I don't really have any. The problem is, like, any band that I am into is either really big already, or they broke up.
Sure.
I would say there's probably there's a bunch of bands that are small that I'd like for them to get bigger. Obviously, that seems like a pretty yes. Lucky enough, I am in California, and because I'm so close to San Francisco, if a band is touring on the West Coast, of course they go to San Francisco.
Right.
So that's pretty lucky.
I'm in the same boat as John, kind of. My lesser known bands would have been from the 90s, and they're like either done or they're not lesser known anymore.
Yeah. Like, I'm thinking of, like, there's also online DJs and, like, artists and stuff like that, but they're barely at a point where they can get the exposure to begin with, or they already go to events I go to. Like, I wanted to see I Fight Dragons live. I had a chance this MagFest, and then it coincided with their panel, so I couldn't go. So, yeah. Fuck that.
I want to see Chipzel. That's one of the few bands or artists that I'm really into. You know, she's in Europe, so there's very few opportunities over here.
She's really
that's
good.
One that I would love to see her live. I want to see Anamanaguchi again. I've only seen them once, and I would love to see them again. Cody says, "Hey, I'm writing again after taking a break of 1.5 years. So recently I started watching the anime Dot Hack Roots because I wanted to get the backstory before I play Dot Hack GU. Remember that PS2 series that had like 7 games? Well, I decided I wanted to go back and play them after all this time. So my question is, have you ever watched a TV show, movie, or read books, manga, because you wanted backstory to see expansion of that universe?"
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim.
Some examples: the Metroid manga, Zelda books, Final Fantasy movies.
Scott Pilgrim.
You did the movies, then you went for the books?
I actually went game movie book. That was my work.
That's
interesting.
actually backwards.
Yeah.
I really like those books a lot.
Yeah.
I did the books. I like those books quite a bit.
went books, movie, books, because the movie came out before the final book did.
Yep.
Then game was in there somewhere as well during all that.
I read all the Mass Effect books, not
Mass
the comics.
Effect.
I would like to read the comics.
Yeah. The comics are good, by the way. You should check them out.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I want to. I've actually done this a few times. I've read an Assassin's Creed novel. I read the Alan Wake novel.
Yeah.
I guess I don't read a ton of them anymore. But I was for a little bit there. I was reading a lot of video game books.
Yeah.
Mass Effect was the most one. I really enjoyed those first 3 books quite a bit. That was pretty fun. So yeah, I definitely do that.
Resident Evil books, Resident Evil movies, Warcraft, like the books, comic books, been into all of those. Yeah, I'm pretty into, like, if I'm into a game at all, I'll check, like, Metal Gear Solid comic book. I think
Mitch in the chat is mentioning the Injustice comic book series based on the Mortal Kombat spin-off game. I have also heard it's a very good comic series.
Yeah, I've heard they've done some crazy stuff in that one.
Cool. Paul.
Hey.
You got the next one.
Yep. Tyler wrote in and said, "So guys, I've been playing Pit People closed beta and it is fun, which begs the question, what closed betas have you been in?"
I don't think I've been in. I get a lot of codes for it, but I don't think I've ever really played a closed beta.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually played one.
Paul's in a ton. He does them all the time.
I mean, PC, right? Like, on the PC, closed betas are just the thing is, closed betas and alphas, or whatever the fuck they want to call them, a lot of times you can just buy access and early access if you're going to buy the game anyway.
Yeah.
If not, a lot of times there's free signups and then you just get an email. I guess like of most notable ones, I've been in basically all the Blizzard like alphas and stuff before those games came out. So wasn't really into Overwatch though. I just got the one free weekend that time. But like Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I've been in a bunch, but none of them are too overly memorable because a lot of times the game doesn't even get done. But yeah. He also goes on to ask, how did you get in? Did you enjoy the beta? And finally, did you buy the game when it came out? So we'll just answer the whole thing here.
I know I've had a chance to get in like was it Evolve beta?
Yeah.
Battleborn maybe, and Rainbow Six Siege. And they've all coincided with when I can't play or I forgot about them. So betas really don't matter to me at this point because there's just too many games to play.
Yeah, I'm more so I'm just gonna kind of wait to see what the reception people are have for it when it comes out, and then I'll just pick it up if I want to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Most recent one would have been Battlefield 1. I played that beta.
Oh, a lot of people were into that.
Yeah.
I heard good things.
It's okay. It's a Battlefield game.
But I get a lot of press releases that have beta keys and stuff. Sent.
This is the thing, like, how did you get in it? A lot of times, like I said, you can buy access. You can sign up for, like, a mailing list thing, and then if you're, like, one out of, like, 10,000 or whatever they're wanting to reach for, where they're giving keys out, they'll just email you one. Sometimes they'll just give you a key. There's a bunch of different ways you can get in them. They're usually kind of broken, though. It's usually better to just play the game when it comes out if you're really into it.
All right. Last question comes from Zombie Twinkies, who says, why does Nathan not do TDP anymore? You might have said it before, but I don't remember. It's because he doesn't like fun.
Nathan listens to TDP every week still.
Yeah.
Wait, he does?
Yeah.
I don't even believe that.
He does.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
because
shocking.
like a couple weeks ago, at work, we were doing like a shift change because we worked together, and he was saying, "Oh, you've been playing this, right?" I was like, "Yeah, did you know that?" He's like, "I listen to TDP. You were talking about it this week."
That's cool. I didn't know that. What was it with Nathan? Nathan, I don't know. He just kind of like...
He just wanted to get offline, basically.
Just get off the internet, yeah.
Yeah.
Detox himself.
He was sick of the negativity. He felt it was making him a negative person.
Something, yeah. So, but he's been recording some stuff with you, hasn't he, Paul?
Yeah, we put an episode out last night.
There you go. So he's getting back into some podcast stuff. You can listen to Nathan's thoughts on things again.
Yeah.
Everyone, some people in the chat are saying hi, Nathan, if you are listening. Cool. All right.
Chat misses you, Nathan.
If people want to send in questions, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast, on Twitter, the Facebook group, Reddit, John's P.O. Box. What's your guys' games of the week?
Flinthook. It was really good.
Earth Defense Force.
That's really good. Yo! I forgot. Sorry.
Mine's Picross 3D2.
Sweet.
Yep. Cool. We'll be back next week. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Bye.